Hi, I'm Jean-François Berenguer. I'm from France. I work at Progedis, which is a Microsoft pure player company in France, Partner of the Year in 2015. And I'm also a Microsoft Regional Director and MVP on data center and cloud management. What we will talk about during this session is Azure Security Center and how this Azure service will help you to be GDPR compliant. The first question is, who in this room is concerned about GDPR? In fact, everybody must have to be concerned by GDPR. It's not a European thing. It's all over the world. So if you look at the GDPR regulation, you will find maybe something like 100 articles. But there is only one which talks about the technology. There is only one which talks about the IT side of the GDPR. This article is the number 32. In few words, what the article says is that if you want to be compliant with your IT, you have to follow 4 steps. The first one is discover. It means that you have to deploy tools on your IT to identify what are your personal data, where they are stored, and what are the applications will use this data. The second one is manage. Manage means that this is the governance for the security. Manage means that you have to identify and to know how the data are used and how they are accessed. The third one is protect. Protect says that you have to deploy tools or services, of course, in order to protect all your data, but also to deploy some security solution in order to prevent, in order to detect, and in order to respond to vulnerability and also data breaches. And the last one is report. Reports means that you have to be aware of the security health of your infrastructures. Reports is, of course, all the documentation about your GDPR, but it's also all the dashboards and also the notification. For the last point, there is another article on the GDPR regulation, which is the article 33. And this article says that in case of security attack or data breaches, you have only 72 hours to notify the organization. It's very, very short time. So you need some tool to be aware of the security errors, and these tools will help you to notify the organization. That's for the GDPR point of view. Now, what about Azure Security Center? Azure Security Center will do some things on manage, protect, and report. In Azure Security Center, we will see later on the demo, we have some policies, just-in-time access, application whitelist to manage. We have some features like security alerts and remediation to protect the data and the application. And at the least, we have some investigation dashboard and secure score dashboard for the report. But that means that GDPR concerns not only the data. You have to protect all the line from the gate, that means the user and its device, to the backend of the backend. You have also to protect your VM, you have also to protect your databases, and you have also to protect your networks. And that's why Azure Security Center will be very helpful in this case. Azure Security Center is a service, of course, of Azure, but it collects data from many environments. Of course, from Azure, but also from other clouds, and also for on-prem devices and servers. So with Azure Security Center, you can protect all your hybrid environments. But now, we will switch to the demonstration. Well, who has already used this tool? Who? Well, OK. So this is the overview. This is the main portal for Azure Security Center. We can see here we have 3 parts. The first one concerns the policy and compliance and what we call the subscription coverage. Here it indicates what are my subscriptions covered by this solution. I have 2 subscriptions, so the 2 are covered, so that's great. The other indicator here is my score regarding the overall compliance. If I click on this number, I see here I find my 2 subscriptions. You can see that there are on 1 management group. The management group allows me to apply policies from the top to all the subscriptions inside the group. This is the different policy that I can apply. I have some policies about compute and apps, networks, and data. All the policies are on by default. But if you want, you can choose to deactivate one of them. Of course, here I find the same policies at the subscription level. And I can, by this way, override the policy of the management group. If I click here on Settings for this subscription, I will find some parameters. The first one is very useful. This is the auto-provisioning. Auto-provisioning means that if it's on, that all the VM you deploy on your Azure will be protected. That means that automatically the Microsoft monitoring agent will be deployed on this VM. So you have nothing to do. Just deploy your VM, check that this parameter is on, and that's it. Here we can find other parameters. For example, here what is the workspace you will use for the OMS perspective. And here, what kind of Windows event you want to collect. It's important because if you select only the minimal, you will have some few events, for example, login success or failed, but no more. If you want to audit all the security events on your system, you have to check the all events box. But on the other side, you will collect many, many, many more data. So you have to balance between the needs and the performance. That's for the policy and compliance. Before I say that, you need to be aware of the security health of your IT. And one tool which is very useful for that is the Secure Score. Secure Score indicates the level of your systems regarding a lot of best practice and recommendation for a security point of view. Here I can see that my score is mitigate. If I click here, I will see why. Just click. Yes, it works. With the Secure Score, I have the list of the recommendation to increase my score to be more compliant with the security. That's great, I have a list. But if you look here, I have a column which indicates the security score impact if I follow this prescription. This is very useful to prioritize the action I have to do on my environment to increase my secure score. For example, here, you can see that if I enable MFA for admin account, this will increase my score by 50. So it's very interesting. I can have the detail by type of resource. Just, I repeat, the resource can be on Azure, on the cloud, or on-prem. Here are the list of the recommendation for the VM and computers. For example, if I select this VM in particular, I can see that server 01, here are the recommendations. Some are highly critical, some are medium. For example, here the preconization is to apply disk encryption. I also have the same recommendation regarding data and storage, in particular here with storage account, and with identity and access. The fourth is about the network. For the network, I will see the same things. Always the recommendation, resource type, and resource. But there is another feature which is very, very interesting. Currently in preview, this is the network map. When I click here, I get the map of my network inside my subscription. I will check all the boxes. And this is the complete view of the systems inside my subscriptions, what are the network used, and how the systems are connected with each other. I can also here see the traffic. This indicates what components are connected with it. If I select this server, I see here I have some recommendation. I can scroll down to find that one recommendation for this system is to apply the just-in-time network access control, a feature that we will see later. I can also here see the traffic information. That means that the system here is connected with these systems and which port are. Is it good for you? Or you need to... Is it better? OK. Well, that's for the secure score part. With these two features, I have information about the security and the health of security on my subscription. I have some recommendation, and I have some preconization, and I have information on how to prioritize all the action to be more compliant for a security point of view. Now, with Azure Security Center, I can also do some tasks in order to protect all, not only my data, but also all my VM, network, and database. One is the just-in-time VM access. Just-in-time VM access, I think that you know that very often, admin deploy the VM and let the management port open. Because this is by default, the deployment is done, so it's OK. Sometimes, I can also see that we have some public IP address with RDP port open on it. So, with the just-in-time here, I can choose a VM and enable GIT on this VM. Here, I can choose which port I want to open. I can add some ports, and which time range I will allow. Once the VM is protected, here I can request the access. For example, I can open the RDP port and select that this port will be open for only 2 hours. Okay? So I have some admin tasks to do. I request the access, do the task, and after 2 hours, the access is blocked. Oops. The last part of the Security Center is the threat protection. Threat protection here allows me to detect some attacks on vulnerability, but also how to respond and block it. For example, here I can see that I have 4 alerts. The detection is based on data collected by Azure Security Center and forward to log analytics, but also to Microsoft Intelligence on security. I will change the filter to have more time. Here, for example, for the last 3 months. And this is all the alerts on my system. I will just select one. For example, this one, fail RDP brute force attack. Here I see that this is on this machine. And I have some description about the attack. I can find the name of the machine. I can find information about the attack, for example, the IP address. And I've also here a report which I can use in case of root cause. I have information about the localization and also information about the remediation steps. Of course, this is always the same, applies the GIT. I will choose another one. This one is particular because this is an attack, the same attack on multiple resources. I select this one. I always have information, but what I will do now is to continue investigation. And by this way, I will use a security graph. This security graph shows me all the information and all the context regarding the attack. Here, I can find what are the systems. This is the server. What accounts are used by the attack, and what tasks I've done. I can look for here for information about entities. And this is very, very useful to be aware of the attack, to get the information, okay? And then I will use this information for the next step. Next step is run a playbook. Playbook are Azure Logic app. This is a very simple example. With this playbook, I will only intercept the information, and in case regarding the level of the severity of the alert, if it's medium, I will post a message on Teams and send an email, and here, if false, I just send an email. Right. I can also execute some code, because here, if I want to create a new step, I have multiple choice here to do some action. So, in this schema, I'm notified, I'm aware about an attack, and I can, in very simply way, identify and get information about the attack, but I can also block the attack. Okay? So if you take a look at the GDPR, the previous slide, I cover all the parts to be compliant. So the last thing I want to show you is that I said that Azure Security Centers get data and forward all this data to log analytics. This is log analytics. And here, I can create a query. For example, on this machine, which contain the string win or one, I will look if there was some 4625 event which are failed logon. I execute this query, and here I have all the information about these events. From here, I can create an alert with some parameters. And I can use some action group. I will go to here. Yes. Refresh. Right. So I've already configured some alerts. I've done some attacks. And here you can see that I have one alert with severity at 0 level. And in fact, this is failed logon on this system. By this way, and the group I've permitted, I've received one email. So don't do that. The first time I've done that, I've spammed my mailbox. So be aware of the condition for the alert. Well, so this is the end of demo. We go here. And now I can switch to the slide. Just with Azure Security Center, we have policy and compliance, secure score, threat protection. We have some tools like just-in-time access, application-wide